Good evening, everybody. How's everyone doing tonight? Tonight we are continuing our playthrough of the Heaven's Field route. Last night, after a lot of backtracking, we finally hung out enough with Illya to be able to continue with the plot. So let's keep going. And I think I know what's ahead of us. I apologize for all the backtracking and trial and error from before, but let it never be said that this wasn't a blind playthrough. Load the save file and resume the game. Yeah, we don't really have a choice though. Are you against it, Saber?
私の考えは朝に告げた通りです。それでシロ、何か手がかりはあるのですか？闇雲に街を巡回するのでは逆に的にされかねない。
Sorry, didn't mean to cut you. Leads. I don't have any proof, but if I had to choose. Based on what I remember from the first Heaven's Field movie, investigate Ryudo Temple. Let's go to Ryudo Temple again. Now that I think back on it, Castor was acting weird back then too. There might be something else to find there.
そうですね。あの山には不吉な気配が満ちています。この町で最も霊的な手が加えられているのはあの土地ですから。あの影とは別に一度調べてみる価値はある。
Sounds like a plan. Let's go. We head from the yard to the front door. It'll take an hour to get to Ryudo Temple if we hurry. The sooner we leave, the better, but... Saber? Saber's looking at the guest house. Her gaze is focused on the room where Sakura is sleeping.
シロ、戦いに赴く前に話があります。その朝の続きなのですが。
This morning? About Sakura?
はい。さくらは自責の念が強すぎる。起きてしまったこと、犯してしまった間違いを、彼女は未来ではなく現在で償おうとする嫌いがあります。
She's referring to their argument last night. Saber said that Sakura was correct and that she shouldn't dwell on the matter further. But Sakura insisted that she was wrong and kept apologizing to Saber, which only spurred Saber to apologize back to her. Sakura and Saber. Is Saber worried about how they interpret things differently? What do you mean?
さくらは自分を責めすぎるのです。過ちを正すことより悔いることを強要している。だから汚名を返上しようとするのではなく、汚名を刻みつけようとしてしまう。良くも悪くも、彼女は自分を重くしている。
Saber looks pained. It's as if the words aren't directed at Sakura, but at herself.
昨夜、私はそれを強く感じました。シロウと共にいる時の彼女が特別で、普段はもっと別のものではないのかと。さくらはあなたといる時だけ自責の念から解放されている。
So that's why Saber's worried. She thinks that Sakura needs to have more pride in herself. I see. Sakura is pretty timid. I'll look out for her too. Come to think of it, it isn't good to make a girl her age constantly do house chores. Sakura says that she enjoys just being here, but she should have fun outside the house too. Thanks for caring, Saber. I'm really happy to see you think of Sakura, even when she isn't related to the Holy Grail War.
いいえ、自責に駆られる彼女の気持ちは私にもあったものです。ですから他人事には思えなかったのでしょう。
Wait, Saber, I'll go with you. We head for the door together. In the night ruled by silence, we leave the house, taking care not to wake Sakura. We climb over the no trespassing fence and enter the temple yard. Since our encounter with Castor, Ryudo Temple is now treated as important evidence in the mass coma case and closed to the public. The air here still feels the same on my skin. It's uncomfortably lukewarm with the smell of ripe fruit. We're going in, Saber.
はい。シローも気をつけて。
I know. Tell me right away if you sense danger. We pass through the yard and ascend a corridor leading to the inner temple. The hallway is dark, and the wooden floor creaks with our every step. Nothing feels especially off to me. How about you, Saber?
私も同じです。ですがこの一帯が異常なのは確かです。この山に踏み入った時から私たちは異なる常識に取り込まれている。これだけ魔力が満ちていながら異常を感じないことこそが異常と言えるでしょう。
Yeah. Okay, let's see what else we can dig up. There's a pond in the back of the temple, plus several buildings. It's said that the pond was once home to a dragon. We might be able to find some clues there, since it's long been considered a holy place. We exit the corridor and head for the back of the temple. Suddenly...
Shirou!
Saber? Something throws me from the corridor into the central shrine. I realize that Saber did it, and I try to rush back to her side. But Saber slams the door in my face. Saber? What do you think you're doing? I pound on the door. The door feels as hard as iron. Maybe Saber used some kind of spell on it. Take it! What the heck? Open the door, Saber! I pound and punch the door, but it doesn't budge. It doesn't even give against a full body tackle. On the other side of the iron hard door.
そこで身を守っていてください、シロ。この相手は確実にあなただけを狙ってくる。
What enemy? The Shadow?
違います。ですがマスターにとって天敵と言えるサーバントです。申し訳ありませんが、あなたが戦場にいては守りきれない。あのサーバント、アサシンには一騎打ちで臨まなければ先にマスターを叩かれてしまう。
Assassin? I didn't sense anything. No matter how strange the air in Ryudo Temple feels, a servant's aura is on a different level. When a servant materializes itself nearby, it gives off an unmistakably dense aura. Even if it's hiding its aura, there's no way Saber would fail to sense it.
一撃で決着をつけます。それまでそこを離れないでください。
I feel Saber moving away. Saber's footsteps are faint but firm. Maybe she's closing in on Assassin while fending off its attacks. Dang it! I better... I look around me. I pick up a Kelsok stick that's handy enough to be a weapon, and immediately start strengthening it. I need to use it as a sword to kick the door open. Bad hunch, bad hunch. An irritation I can't quite place starts to overtake my mind. If I leave her here, if I leave Saber alone on this mountain, there's no going back. I have to hurry up and... The lights go out. Nope, there were never any lights here to begin with. The moonlight that was illuminating the shrine is snuffed out. Ugh. Something reeks. It's the odor of rotting meat and the grating buzz of insect wings. Sunken motto. I stare into the darkness.
飛んで火にいるとはまさにお主よな、エミヤの小せがれ。
He cackles. Somewhere out there, I feel the old man's unmistakable fiendish aura. Saber. I take a stance with my improvised weapon. I'm not afraid of this centuries-old fiend. The absent Saber's well-being is the only thing on my mind. Interlude. 8-2. Heaven's Feel. She dashes down the corridor, chasing the skull mask. The distance between them closes from 18 meters to a mere 5. Saber is close enough to cleave her enemy in two with a single step. But the enemy knows that too. If she closes in, he throws daggers to prevent her from finishing the fight. And if she doesn't close in, that gives him a chance to retreat. The skull doesn't sprint with gale-like speed the way Saber does, but retreats with easy agility. He slips through the narrow corridors with ease, navigating tight turns without losing speed. Does he have eyes in the back of his head? Or is his back the mask he turns toward Saber? Or is his back the mask he turns toward Saber when he faces her down? Assassin, the skull mask servant, evades Saber's pursuit, keeping her neither too close nor too far, like a rogue mirage. Sparks fly. 3 daggers are hurled without any movement, telegraphing their flight with the hail to touch Saber. Saber has some resistance to projectile attacks, just as Lancer did. Compared to Lancer, who presents their trajectories using air current sounds and his opponent's operating. Saber can predict the attacks using air current sounds to her intuition. Invisible attacks are not particularly threatening to heroic spirits. They operate on a level beyond that, killing each other with decisive attacks that may be understood, but not prevented. To continue the example, Lancer's spear is worthy to be a heroic spirit's noble phantasm. It is a weapon that pierces the heart without fail. Even if its identity is known, it cannot be blocked. The only way to defend against that demonic spear would be to erect a brute barrier with magical energy exceeding that of the spear. To possess luck so auspicious that it bends the destiny-fixing effect of the spear. Or to prevent Lancer from using the spear to begin with. Compared to that, Assassin's dirks are easily managed. They are lethal if they strike a vital point, but the fact that they can be simply blocked makes them a little different than others. Assassin has thrown more than 40 dirks. The rogue killer finally stops, his ammunition exhausted. His pursuer skids to a halt as well. Her enemy, who had kept her at a distance, has suddenly stopped. She can feel the sinister aura plainly emanating from the assassin. This is no time for a foolhardy charge.
観念したのか、アサシン。
Tactical choice would be to cut him down here. I must not advance any further. Her intuition, what kept her alive for so many years, broadcast a warning with maximum urgency. Do not advance. Do not approach the gloom.
ああ、観念したともセイバー。こちらは弾切れだ。こうなっては一撃で下されると覚悟したのだが。なぜ近寄らぬのかな
Saber does not answer, but she slightly raises her sword. It points at her enemy. 7 meters separate them now. It it would take her 2 steps to reach him. It is a race that requires a swordsman like Saber to advance. Furthermore, she has a hidden weapon she can use only once, for which range is not even a consideration. Assassin's black cloak, flutters. He does not know where the breeze stirring is coming from.
私などに語る口は持たぬか。まあいい。語るは自由だ。思う通りに語らせてもらおうか。
The clarity of Assassin's voice belies his appearance. It resembles someone. Spearman she fought before, perhaps. Saber narrows her eyes.
しかし、よくもまあ弾いたものだ。私の探検、見せないつもりで撃っていたのだが、お前には見えていたのか。
It doesn't sound like Lancer.
実像は見えてはいないが、奇跡ならば読み取れる。見えないものを恐れるようなら、このような剣は持たん。
The skull chuckles in agreement. What use is throwing black painted daggers at someone who wields an invisible sword? Assassin keeps laughing, appreciating the clear difference in the two heroic spirit's calibers and the gap in their noble phantasm's capabilities.
そうか。私など初めから敵ではなかったのだな。所詮アサシン。まっとうな英霊に太刀打ちできるはずもない。もとより我らは影に潜む者。そのような役割に選ばれる英霊など初めから存在しない。
Maybe if you weren't a 3-star. Are you 3-star? No. Maybe if you weren't. Maybe if you weren't a bronze servant.
故に我らが役割は暗殺のみ。サーバントではなくマスターを殺すしか能のないなり損ないがアサシンなのだ。さてとなると私の標的はただ一人だけだ。理解できるかね、セイバー。私の行動は全て君の主を仕留めるためだけのものだと。
シロ。
さよう。お前の主は我が雇い主がもてなしている。私を引き離したところで急がねば虫どもの餌食だぞ。
Saber's sword flashes into brilliance. Or rather, she reveals the golden radiance that it always had.
ほう。風のまじないで刀身を隠していたか。なるほど。その風圧ならばその場からでも私を立てる。わざわざ七に踏み込むこともないというわけだ。
The black cloak sinks down. It turns out that the prey being lured out has a ranged weapon of its own. No stratagem or calculation can help him now. If Saber leaps to cut him from afar, then all assassins do is repent of his punches with blows.
立場が逆になったな、アサシン。この風王結界、見事踏み込んでみせるか。
Barrier of the Wind King? Is that another one of King Arthur's epithets?
ひどい女だ。イナゴの群れに飛び込めという。さりとてこのままでは竜の方向が放たれる。これは身体極まった。
The skull mask reaches the ground. Crouching low, he resembles a crawling spider. The vacuum vortex of compressed air is about to be unleashed from the south. It would be insane to face him. Does he really expect to endure that lethal tempest by curling up on the ground?
さてどう見てもこれで最後になろう。その前に語らせてもらおうか、セイバー。お前は1対1ならば私に勝つと言ったな。
Saber raises her sword. She won't let him stall for an escape with words. Her eyes are locked onto the assassin. Even if he attempts fate and teleportation, she can finish him before he moves.
だからこそ私をマスターから引き離した。 主を守るというその判断は正しい。
She raises her sword and ties up the gun. Now all she has to do is let it fall. The assassin sinks even lower to the ground.
だがそこにはお前自身を守るということが含まれていたのかな。
He asks a question. That?
先を急ぐ。さらばアサシン。
Saber answers with her sword. Towards the sight, and the flying dragon, vortex of air swelling border of skull bone, snaking through the temple in a violent tumble. There's no blocking or dodging. As with laser spear, the only way to stop Saber was in midair, catching her coming at the sheer magic limit. Assassin's magic energy can't even compare to Saber. The only way he could have stopped the attack was by stopping Saber from unleashing. It's too late to stop him when he attacks. The black cloak is sure to defend him. It lifts Saber. In a second, the vortex of death is sent out. Whether to lift the death back away,
神は偉大なり。
the Scyther cries out at them. Cries out to insult the flower. An attack aimed at her neck. As Saber instantly parries it, the black cloak slips over the head and drops behind her. Run. So he shouts, "God is great," and then runs in for a suicidal charge. Yeah, friendly reminder that all the Hassans are Muslim.
おのれ。
With godlike speed, Saber spins to attack him. But Assassin is no longer there, having leapt out of range. At the same time, the ominous presence she's been feeling now covers the ground beneath her feet.
さて2つほど運がなかったな、セイバー。
The shadow spreads. Its muddy corruption taints her silver armor.
一つは相性。陣よけのまじないは砂漠を行く者には必須でな。私が知る唯一の魔術が風よけの皆であり。
The corridor is plunged into darkness. Pale moonlight fails to illuminate the shadows as her consciousness fades. She sees it.
Assassin. 貴様は。
そうだセイバー。もう一つはこの場所を戦いの場に選んだことだ。ここには良くないものが住むとお前は気づいた。
She can't even hear Assassin's voice. In a few more seconds, she will disappear. This shadow consumes servants. Her body screams in revulsion, even as her thoughts fade. It doesn't matter if it's a futile gesture. She'll spend every last drop of magical energy if that's what it takes to break out of this bind. The shadow still only covers her feet. If she fights against it at maximum output, she can break free. Even if she loses most of her magical energy and the Even if she loses most of her magical energy and the part of her taken by the shadow, at least she can escape. And go how much further without her feet. And yet...
そうはいかん。お前はここで消えるぞ、セイバー。
The shadow isn't her only foe. The skull had been watching this effort play out like a spectator, but he is still a grim reaper here to bring death.
初めから。
1対1ならば勝てると言ったな、セイバー。そう。それが間違いだ。お前は1人。こちらは2つ。私はただ、お前の注意を削ぐだけでよかった。
The shadow encroaches further. Her very existence begins to decay, starting with her feet. She's lost sensation from her toes to her thighs. Her legs become both part of this world and not part of it.
サーバントはそのあるやるに抗えん。お前が真っ当な英霊ならばなおさらだ。比較的近い私でさえ触れれば魔力を奪われる。純正であるお前では触れられただけで正気を失おう。だがそれは惜しい。むざむざお前を消滅させては私の目的は果たせない。お前の心臓は私がもらう。
お前が私を。
おかしいか。探検はそこをつき私とて影には近づけぬ。その私がお前を仕留めるのは不可能だと。
Murderous intent emanates from the skull. Assassin's magical energy, which felt feeble so far, concentrates in his right arm. His right arm is a club, a misshapen thing without even a hand that does not function as an arm. All I can do is dumbly strike his opponent. It cannot even hold his daggers. Now it warps. Bones bend and break. The skull's arm explodes upward like an abominable wing. What a bizarre sight. What a long, massive arm. Where another arm would end in a fist, that is only his elbow. It bends into a grotesque forearm and hand that seems sewn into his shoulder. Saber's thoughts freeze. It can reach her. That arm is long enough to reach her. Once it does, it is sure to gouge out her heart. Before she can even tremble, his arm flutters. The cursed arm is thrust at her like a spear. There's a sound of flesh being sliced and a gout of fresh blood. Red liquid splashes on the floor and speckles the black shadow. A shrill cackle escapes the skull mask. His outstretched arm is coated in crimson. Its deed done, it quickly retracts back towards Assassin. He has lost his monstrous arm. Yet she still had her sword!
貴様死に損ないの分際に。
She lowers her sword. Assassin's cursed arm never reached Saber. Saber repelled the curse before it could extract a mirror image of her heart. Assassin's noble phantasm cannot defeat Saber, even in these dire straits. No. Having survived Lancer's causality reversing spear, she won't allow herself to die to such a vulgar curse. But that was the last resistance she could offer. All the power she built up to resist the shadow was spent in this final defense. She has no strength left to struggle with, and even if she did, it would be too late. The sinister aura she felt this entire time is now emanating from her very self. The shadow devours her feet and reaches for her waist. Not even moonlight can escape its hunger now. And now it has become her. It's too late to do anything. The shadow creeps upward. Its cloud over the silver-clad swordswoman's vision.
すまない。シロウ。
She gasps as if craving oxygen and sinks into the murky swamp. Interlude out. Zoken Mato stands there, looking just as he did the night before. He looks completely intact, even after Archer cut him in two. The old mage, waiting only for death to claim him, laughs as if the other night's events were all a dream. His methods are a mystery, but if he's truly recovering, then they must be in the realm of restoration, not just healing. You can't accomplish this just by healing a wound. It's grand magecraft, which returns a lost body from nothing to its original form. So, does that mean he's immortal?
さて、そのような棒切れ一本で何をしようというのかな、小僧。
I face down Zoken with a strengthened Kyosaku stick. I can't get any closer to him, nor can I run away to join Saber. If Zoken is immortal, then there's nothing I can do against him with a stick.
わしを仕留めるか、サーバントの後を追うか。どちらにせよ、足を動かさねば始まるまいて。
Insects squirm and chitter all around the old mage. No, not just around him. I can see the shadows moving, blocking out the moonlight. Bugs. I know what they are, even if I can't see them. The darkness is a disgusting horde of insects. Darker than black, they fill all four corners of the shrine room, covering every wall. The room is completely overrun by the bugs teeming over the walls and the stench of rotten meat.
どうした？何をためらう？先日わしの腹を立ってくれたのはお主たちであろう。当坂の小娘と組んでわしを始末する腹ではなかったのか。
Wait, wasn't Archer the one who cut him down? I guess technically that still counts, but still. The insect-wheeling Zoken is clearly enjoying this. Obviously, I can't do a darn thing about the swarms of insects with a stick. Zoken only needs to give the order to drown me in a sea of bugs. No, maybe. If I run outside as fast as I can, I might be able to break out of this desperate situation. There's a lot of them, but they're just bugs. I doubt they can take out a whole human in a matter of seconds.
よいぞ。わしはいくらでも待とう。セイバーの帰還を信じて待ち続けるか、その武器でわしを仕留めるか、それとも我が虫どもを振り払い外に出るか、好きな死に方を選ぶがよい。
It sounds like he doesn't intend to let me get away. The longer we drag out this starting match, the more bugs gather. Then I'll... Memory's failing me on what the right call is. But here we go. This actually sounds like it would make the most sense to just teleport Saber in here. Should I try using a command spell? I don't think Saber would lose to Assassin, but this situation is too unfavorable. This is that old fiend we're talking to here. It's too dangerous to let Saber fight alone.
ほう、不出来な殺気を上手に畳み打ったな。何やら考えがあるようだが。
His chuckle is condescending. It's a laugh that says he'll let me try anything I want, since it's all child's play. Fine, go ahead and laugh. If command spells are supposed to respond to my wishes, then I'll use as many as it takes to call Saber back. Saber! Without taking my eyes off the shadows before me, I focus my will on my left hand. I give one simple order. I call Saber back to my side immediately.
Hmm?
He notices too late. My left hand blazes with warmth, releasing its compressed magical energy in response to its master's wishes. And loses its color after a brief moment of pain. Huh? I wish it only failed. I'd like to believe that I used it wrong because I don't know how it works.
どうやらことは済んだようじゃの。脅かしおって寿命が10年ほど縮んだぞ。
His laughter grates on my ears. Far away, I hear wind howling like a death cry. My left hand throbs in pain. The back of my hand is tingling. It hurts where the command spells are, almost like I'm bleeding there. It can't be. I feel awful dread. I feel awful dread. I feel awful dread. The pain in my left hand. The howling wind gone silent. The old insect-wielding mage, laughter filling the room with his bloodlust.
いや、紛れもない現実よ。お主もマスターならばわかろう。オノガサーバントがこの世から消滅した事実がな。
My mind is paralyzed. My vision freezes. What is he talking about?
何をほけておる。セイバーは死んだ。隠したと侮ったアサシンに敗れた。そんなこともわからんのか、小僧。
That's bullcrap, right? My left hand hurts. It really hurts. But my command spells are still there. They're growing fainter by the second, like they're about to fade, but they aren't gone yet. That Saber still has to be out there, ready to come to me right now. Don't you?
ではしまいにするか。当坂の小娘はまだ使い道があるがな。お前はこれで用済みよ、小僧。セイバーともども我が聖地で死に絶えるがよい。
Lie to me! I run. I charge at the enemy before me, trying to shake off the pain on my left hand with a horrible threat. I step towards Zokin and swing the Killsock stick with all my might and with all my strength. I aim a sprinkle slash from skull to groin. Zokin repels it, immediately sending me flying backward. Ah! My back slams into a wall. I can't breathe, like someone punched the wind out of me. My back feels numb where it hit the wall, like when you get too close to a fire. I hear bugs near my ear. The bugs coating the wall move so that they wouldn't be crushed when I hit it. Even their chittering seems to taunt me.
間に合ったか、アサシン。では小僧の始末もお主に任せよう。セイバーに比べれば楽な作業。ゆるりと楽しむがいい。
Zokin disappears. In the darkness where he lurks, a white skull snickers at me. So that's the assassin, sir. He's a black-robed killer with a white mask that suits Zokin well. He's going to kill me. My left hand hurts. I can barely think. My heartbeat reaches a fever pitch, realizing these are my last moments. Assassin hurls lethal weapons at my groin, throat, heart, and stomach, and I have no way to stop them. Several light repairs and repels the incoming attack. A blade bats aside all 4 daggers that were about to kill me. Only one person could have done that. My left hand still hurts. My command spells aren't gone yet. That means Saber!
バカめ、しくじりおったのか。
I look up. Someone appears as if to protect me from the white masked servant, but it's... Huh?
え？
Another servant in dark clothes, like assassin. Ryder? There's no doubt about it. That's Shinji's servant, Ryder. Why is she here to help me?
おのれ、わしに逆らうか。構わぬアサシン。邪魔をするのなら、そやつもしますせい。
The skull answers Zokin's shout. Her long hair traces through the air. Ryder wordlessly turns toward Assassin. Facing the rain of daggers he unleashes. I can't follow the daggers with my eyes. The skull mask bounds and scrambles around the cramped shrine room. As soon as I spot him on the walls, he's on the ceiling, then the floor, throwing daggers one after another, throwing one dagger after another. They come from every direction without end, giving their target no chance to block or evade them all. In the blink of an eye, the volley of daggers lines the floor like a sharp sword. Ryder can't deal with that. I've seen her move when she fought Saber. Assassin's Assault was probably fierce enough to keep Saber at bay. But she beat Ryder in a single blow, so Ryder has no chance. The White Skull holds a merciless barrage of darts. But then I notice something like frustration behind his attack. By the time I realize what's wrong, the difference in power is already clear. They aren't hitting her. Not a single one of the dozens of daggers from the shadows even scratches Ryder.
貴様
A voice comes from the ceiling. Assassin glares hatefully at his foe. Maybe he ran out of daggers. And he's frustrated because he should have class advantage in this situation. Yeah? It's a gigantic snake. I don't believe it. That many daggers. Ryder evaded them all with pure speed. It's not like when she saved me moments earlier. She simply raced around on the ground as if to declare that she didn't even need to block the daggers to defend herself.
何を遊んでおるアサシン。我が孫のサーバントといえど容赦はいらん。早々に片付けんか。
それはできない。こやつ以前とは違う。
Assassin eyes Ryder dubiously from the ceiling. Ryder is different from the servant I've witnessed before. The magical energy in her body and the sheer physical prowess are on a totally different level. She might not be as strong as Saber, but she's clearly superior to Assassin.
貴様なぜ
Ryder doesn't answer. Oh, I want to see something real quick. I remember one thing. Okay, yeah, so she's still... Yeah, so yes, Sakura did still have to burn a command spell to sublet Ryder to Shinji. She just crouches low. Just as I realize it's the posture of a predator about to pounce at its prey. Ryder flies up at the ceiling while Assassin leaps at the ground and they cross blades. Ouch! Both fighters flash their daggers and land, facing away from each other. Ryder is unharmed. Meanwhile, Assassin's shoulder is skewered by one of her daggers.
抜け
Assassin attempts to pull out the dagger in his shoulder. Before he can, a metallic sound, a chain breaks out. And Ryder... Huh? What? Uses her chains to bodily swing Assassin around. So long, Assassin! The skull shrieks in pain. Ryder just keeps spinning him around mercilessly, like she's swinging a ball and chain. Assassin flails through the room helplessly, crashing through walls, his arms and legs bending at wrong angles with each impact. Watch it! I duck to avoid the whirling man tornado. Can't be described as really powerful or violent. throwing a sledge. Assassin, his bone shattered, is thrown through the last. His bone shattered, is thrown through the last wall head first. And goes flying. Okay, this time, so long, assassin! The skull masked servant is tossed out into the temple yard like a piece of trash, bounces off the ground a few times, splattering the blood everywhere, and finally rolls to a stop at the mountain gate. Dang! Wow, that was brutal. I know by now that servants don't die that easily, but he probably can't fight anymore. In fact, he probably wish he was dead right now.
愚か者が。
Zokin's presence fades. Sensing the tables turning, the old man departs with a harsh word for Ryder. And then the bugs that were cowering in the corner of the room leave with their master. Ugh. The pain where Assassin punched me in the stomach brings me back to my senses. Ryder and I are the only ones left in the shrine room. I take a deep breath to calm myself down. After a moment, I realize that only my stomach and back are hurting. Sick. I know what that means now, even without thinking about it. I push through my dizziness and head for the corridor.
待ちなさい。一人で行動するのは危険です。
Ryder doesn't seem to mean me any harm. She was really here to save me. Why did you save me? I almost finished, but I almost don't care at this point. Right now, I want to... You're Shinji's servant. Why would you help me? I want to go to her. Why am I taking this detour?
あなたを死なせてはいけないと命じられています。私は主の命に従っただけです。
I see. Whatever. I don't believe it, but if that's her answer, then fine. Never mind that. I need to hurry. I know with one glance what I'm going to find. The corridor is silent. It's half destroyed, torn apart as if a tornado went through. On the only intact portion of the floor, I find a red stain. It's smaller than the palm of my hand, and I don't know who the blood belongs to. But as soon as I see it, I feel my legs weak and I drop to my knees. I touch the red stain. The blood is dry, and it doesn't stick to my fingers. It seems to declare she may well... It seems to declare that she's well and truly gone.
私の役割はあなたを守ることです、シロ。
How many times have I heard those words? You were promising and anxious. She always put me first. Never once did she talk about protecting herself. I scratch at the bloodstain. Saber fought and died here. That's what war is. I've known from the moment we made our pact that people would die in this battle. I offered her my hand with that in mind, and she took it. Saber. She was a girl smaller than me who protected me. When I decided to go after the Black Shadow instead of the Holy Grail, she swallowed her dread and went along with my decision. And this is the result. I lost her. I'm no longer a master, and I'm back to being the half-baked hero I was before. I'm all alone with no way to fight. But I still have something to do. I need to go. I touch the bloodstain one last time. This is farewell. I lift my hand away without a bow or a word of thanks. The pain in my left hand is gone. The moment I acknowledge Saber's death and set me on my command spells disappeared without a trace. Command spells won't disappear just because a servant is gone. They go away when a mage is leave Ryudo Temple. My stomach and back feel like big injuries, but right now I don't care about physical discomfort.
送ります。敵がいなくなったとはいえ、夜道の一人歩きは危険ですから。
Huh? I stopped, surprised. The way Ryder is acting is just too unexpected. I don't get it. Did your master order that too?
いえ、そのような命令は受けてはいません。これは私個人の感情です。ただそう思っただけですので、他はありません。
Alright. I can believe that, but I'll pass on the escort. We're enemies. You don't need to go out of your way for me.
敵同士。では、あなたはまだ私たちと戦うつもりですか？セイバーを失った魔術師でもないあなたが。
I don't answer. I still haven't said anything about fighting or forfeiting the war.
そう。わかりました。せいぜい道中気をつけなさい。
Ryder's long hair flutters. She heads for the mountain gate ahead of me. Even to me, she looks hopelessly defenseless from behind. Thanks. I blurt out something I forgot to say.
え？
She turns around, surprise plain on her face. It's embarrassing to have her look at me like that, but I have to express my gratitude.
あなたは今、何と言いました？
Because she'll hear me, after all. I feel uncomfortable staring her in the eyes, so I slightly avert my gaze. I said thank you. I would have died if you didn't save me. As you can see, I have nothing to repay you back with, so it wouldn't be right unless I thanked you.
お気になさらず。私は主の命に従ったまでです。主の命が変われば、すぐにでもあなたを殺します。
Ryder answers in a cold voice and disappears through the gate. Yeah, that's why I told you not to go out of your way. I walk out the temple alone. I can think about why she came to save me later. It'll take an hour to get home. I only have 1 hour to get over the fact that she should be here with me. I arrive at my house. It's well past 1 a.m. A brief coughing fit makes me cover my mouth, and I notice a little blood on my hand. It still hurts where Assassin punched me, and my back stings where it hit the wall. I don't know what the internal damage is like, but my back is probably bruised. Before, I would heal from leg injuries right away, but now they don't heal at all. Oh right, I'm back to normal. My pact with Saber let me heal from all injuries on my own. That's gone now. Even a small wound could prove fatal.
先輩。
Someone calls me. Sakura is standing in the hallway just past the front door. Sakura? What's wrong? It's the middle of the night. Did I wake you up?
いえ、寝つけなくて夜更かししていたんです。そしたら先輩の靴がなかったからどこかに出かけたのかなって。
Yeah, I just went out for a walk. Oh right, the lights were on when I got back. Has she been here the whole time? Sakura, were you waiting here the whole time?
いえ、そんなことないです。ちょっとトイレに寄っただけで、たまたま玄関にいただけですよ。
She was definitely waiting for me. It's been just under 3 hours since Saber and I set out. Maybe Sakura noticed me leaving right away and waited here the entire time.
それより先輩、お茶にしませんか？こんな時間ですけど、あったかいお茶を飲んでゆっくりすれば元気が出ますから。
My eyes widen. Suddenly, Sakura is uncharacteristically forceful. I must be in pretty bad shape if she's this worried about me. Yeah, thanks. It's good to be back. Sorry for going out without telling you. I take off my shoes and go inside. I keep a hand on my hurting stomach and head for the living room. Sakura steps in front of me.
はい、おかえりなさい、先輩。
She replies, sounding somehow relieved. Ow! I jump up from my seat. I jump up from my seat cushion my butt is on. The anesthetic drenched my back burns something fierce. It even makes a sizzling sound, making me feel like I'm being roasted over coals. That hurts, Sakura! I don't need the anesthetic, so just dress the wounds with gauze.
ダメです。背中一面真っ赤なんですから、ちゃんと消毒しないといけません。それに、痛いのは当たり前です。こんな大怪我をして帰ってきたんですから、少しは我慢してください。
Ow! Oof. I wonder if she's this tough on injured people thanks to the Kyoto Club or Fujino.
先輩、他に痛むところはありますか？
No, I only got hurt on my back and stomach, that's all.
そうですか。なら、あとはガーゼを当ててテーピングするだけですね。
Sakura wields the first aid kit with practiced efficiency. Her face is stern as she works, and I don't feel like I can interrupt her. Phew. Now then, if you're wondering how this happened, it's because I accidentally threw up the tea as soon as it hit my stomach. I planned on hiding it, but Sakura found out. Then she pouted until I confessed that I got injured, and now she's treating my wounds. Of course, she wasn't this aggressive as soon as I got home.
怪我ってお腹ですか？
When I showed Sakura my abdomen, she blushes so furiously she couldn't even begin to render first aid. Are you sure, Sakura? I can do it myself, so you don't have to make yourself do that. Plus, my back is worse.
大丈夫です。やります。やらせてください。
She became so flustered that I was worried she would swoon before she could even treat my back.
先輩、そのお洋服脱いでください。
I didn't want to stop Sakura when she's trying so hard, and I couldn't have treated my back on my own. So, with all that in mind, I took off my shirt and let her work on my back. My back is scratched all over, and for a while, Sakura didn't do anything. After staring at each other for a few minutes, she gulped and announced that she'd start giving me first aid. Okay, thank you for clearing that up. That was 20 minutes ago. It's now past 2 in the morning. Sakura's diligent care is almost finished.
はい、終わりました。新しいシャツを用意しましたから、こっちを着てください。
Huh? Oh, you're finished already? Thanks, Sakura.
いえ、先輩もお疲れ様でした。
I put on a fresh shirt and take a deep breath. I can't do much about the bruise on my stomach, but my back pain feels a little better. I'll sleep on my stomach tonight. Hopefully it won't hurt as much tomorrow. I'd better get to bed then. Sorry for making you stay up so late.
いえ、そんなことはないんですけど。
Sakura looks down. She looks like she wants to say something but can't. Sakura, did something happen while I was gone?
先輩、セイバーさんは帰られたんですか？
And there's the question. I go dizzy for
セ
a
イバー
second.
さんは帰られたんですか？
Hearing it out loud from someone else finally drives the hammer home. Yeah, something urgent came up, so she had to leave. She won't be coming back. I pushed through the dizziness, steadying my breathing as I answered calmly. Sakura has doubts, I'm sure. Saber was just here 4 hours ago, so she must think something happened. So I need to be calmer than anyone and act like everything's fine. Saber was talking about you earlier tonight. She said that you're too hard on yourself and that you should lighten up.
そうですか。セイバーさんとは仲直りしたばかりだったのに、お別れを言えなかったのは残念です。
I can't even nod. Saber disappeared before she could say farewell to anyone. It pains my heart so much I want to throw up. For only 6 days we worked together. For only 6 days we were partners. For only 6 days she swore to be my sword, and how did I repay her?
でもよかった。あの人が来てから、先輩、怪我してばかりだったから。これで今まで通りですね、先輩。
Huh?
そうですよね。何をしていたかは聞きませんけど、先輩はセイバーさんのために出歩いていたんでしょ。けど、そのセイバーさんも帰ってしまったんですから、先輩が危ない目に遭うこともないじゃないですか。
No, Saber might be gone, but I'm still going to go. But I'm still going to go on my nighttime walks. I wasn't going with her. I asked her to come with me. I stand up. I feel less tense now than the first aid. I feel less tense now that the first aid is finished. I suddenly feel sleepy.
先輩。
Good night, Sakura. About that, I'm probably going to be out of the house from tomorrow, so make yourself at home like always. Make sure you get enough sleep, and don't worry about me coming home late. I don't want you waiting in the entrance all night again.
はい。おやすみなさい、先輩。
I can rest my body now. I didn't notice before, but I'm seriously exhausted. Just lying down on my stomach is enough to make my body and mind sleepy. Before I pass out, I stare into the dark, hardening my resolve. What defeated Saber? What am I supposed to fight? I need to get that through my head right now. The memory makes my chest creep. I tremble slightly, feeling a frustration that goes beyond anger or fear. I feel like my heart's going to break. I have to fight. That shadow. That thing out there indiscriminately attacking people. The black shape that even Saber and Archer were afraid of. I didn't see it happen, but I'm pretty sure of it. Saber lost to that thing. Assassin couldn't have beaten her. If anything back there could have defeated her, it had to have been that shadow. I'll defeat the thing that beats Saber. It isn't my only enemy. I need to deal with Zoken and Assassin too. Zoken said that he had no more use for me since I'm no longer a master. But as long as I fight in the Holy Grail War and pursue the shadow, Zoken is sure to appear. My body trembles. Saber isn't here anymore. Without her miraculous healing, I only have my half-baked magecraft to protect me. I know how foolish and suicidal that is. But I've decided to fight. If I'm going to be a man who does what's right. I've lost Saber to do that. It's why I've been following in Kiritsugu's footsteps ever since the fire. The only choice I have is to stop this war, so that the tragedy can never happen again. And that's why this is the last night I'm allowed to tremble like this. In the morning, once my injuries have healed, I have to become a stronger version of myself that she would be proud of. Interlude 8-3 Heaven's Feel. The girl returns to her bedroom. She goes to her bed with heavy steps and sits down limply.
先輩、あんな怪我をしたのに、まだ。
She doesn't know what happened. She just knows that the boy left and came back a few hours later looking haggard and covered in wounds. The blonde girl who suddenly appeared in this house a few days ago didn't return with him. From this alone, it's clear that something irrevocable has happened. The boy is hiding something, and as a result, the blonde girl didn't come back. But that doesn't matter. She doesn't care about that at all. As long as the boy is back safe, then she doesn't need to know what happened. Nothing could make her happier than Shirou Illya coming home to her.
あれ、今日、言えるのかな。
She feels a chill and touches her cheek. It's hot. Her whole body feels hot, and she feels like she might faint if she doesn't concentrate. It must be a cold again. That's unusual, since she doesn't usually catch colds, but she was waiting at the door for almost 3 hours. Sluggishly, she turns off the lights. Too tired to even change out of her clothes, she collapses into bed.
大丈夫。こんなの、先輩に比べたら、全然だし。
Lying face down, the girl thinks back to the scene a few minutes ago. His back looked like someone worked it over with a cheese grater. His stomach was bruised black, as if struck by a heavy blunt weapon. He had to have been wounded in both body and spirit, yet his gaze was as clear as day. The moment she remembers, she feels her body temperature rise. She pretends not to notice that it's hatred she feels, not excitement.
誰があんな。
Yes, she can't forgive whoever hurt him this badly. She goes beyond momentary feelings like hatred or disapproval. He's always been deeply hurt, and yet he's always stayed here with her, so pristine. He's someone so different from her, yet so precious, so she can't abide the fact that someone hurt him.
けど、先輩の背中、すごかったな。
You just described that his back looked like it had been run over with a cheese grater. She absently reaches out with her hand. It's been a long time since she saw his bare skin up close. When they first met, he was small for a boy, and not much taller than herself. But for the last 2 years, he has rapidly become a man. It wasn't like before, when he collapsed from a cold. That was only a common cold. Tonight, he was a wounded man.
先輩。
Her mind goes blank as she remembers. When he exposed his chest, she was surrounded by how masculine he was, covered muscles, trained every day without rest, and not a gram of excess. If she had to compare his life body to that of an animal, he would be a wild goat, small and beautiful, yet with the hidden strength to scale sheer cliffs.
胸だって広かったし、すごく男の人だった。
All the 18s removed, and it's still the horniest route. Her outstretched fingers trace the lines of a chest that isn't there. Unconsciously, they run up his body's lines like water drops. From his chest to his neck, her fingers glide across the sheets, from his neck to his lips. Her face goes bright red. In a panic, she tucks her arms in. The girl rolls into a ball on her bed, her ears turning just as red as her face. It shouldn't be this embarrassing, but the memory of his touch is just too fresh. The sensation of his skin on her fingertips just makes her imagination that much more vivid.
先輩。
She clenches her hands tightly. She brings her face and hands in, trying to ball up the warmth heating her body. She can't think of anything else. She clutches her hands to her chest, clutching close the residual sensation in fingertips.
先輩。
awakening a feeling of deep, delight deep within.
先輩、私
She calls out to him to try and bury the feelings. How long can she keep them down? She hugs her chest so tightly it contorts. Thoughts bubble up within her bosom. The only thing making her this happy, this relieved, is that the boy came home to her.
それだけでいいのに、先輩は
It isn't enough. She knows that now. He takes such good care of me, but he's trying to protect me by pushing me away.
ダメです。ダメです、先輩。私、もっと先輩にそばにいてほしくて。
She says her thoughts aloud. She knows how greedy she sounds. But because it's a desire that shouldn't be voiced, a wish that can't come
ごめん
true.
なさい。ごめんなさい。先輩。
She moans her repentance. How vile she is for delighting in his injuries. How decadent she is for wanting to waste his efforts to protect her. It feels like a betrayal for someone like her to want to be with him. So she apologizes. The repentance and contrition quench her fever. She curls up in bed, damp with sweat. Her guilty conscience awakened a fever that was somehow like arousal. Even though the fever is cool, she feels troubled by a heavy agony. His wounded body. He's still going to fight, even after going through that.
どうすればいいんだろう。先輩。このままだと、もっと大きな怪我をしちゃう。
She frets, covered in sweat. It's a worry she doesn't have an answer for, and a problem she can't solve. She could think all night and still not come up with a way to stop the boy. Except...
なんだ。外に出さなければいいんだ。
With a relieved sigh, she arrives at an utterly simple answer. The girl breaks into a smile of someone who just had a divine revelation, feeling deep relief.
歩けなくなるくらいの怪我をしちゃえば、もう危ない目に遭うことはないですよね。先輩。
Yandere mode activated. She murmurs as if addressing someone. Interlude out. Interlude 8-4. Heaven's Feel. How many of these are there? The room smells of stone. It's lit by natural, not man-made light. The flickering lamplight illuminates the man's back and highlights the parchment in his hand.
教会とやらへの報告書か。お前も忙しい男だな、ことみね。
The voice comes from behind, its source unclear. It addresses a man sitting in a chair, but begins his second task without showing a hint of surprise.
ほう、例の簒奪者についてだな。どれ？被害者はすでに57人、うち死亡者は5名ときたか。監督役としてこれは多い方なのか、ことみね。
この段階では何とも言えん。これほど大規模な意識不明事件は初めてだが、それでとどまるのなら問題はない。どちらの教会もこの程度の後処理は承知の上だ。だが
それも今のままのペースならか。どこの誰だか知らんが派手にやってくれる。気づいているのか、ことみね。このまま放っておけばこの町は無人になるぞ。
Kotomine doesn't answer. far, it's only drained life energy, but the quantity increases by the day. The number of bizarrely trained victims that began to appear 2 days ago has exceeded expectations in only a matter of days. So far, it leaves the victims only in respiratory distress, but soon, not even a healthy adult male will be able to survive a night.
だがその心配は無用だ。素人ではあるまいし、再現を知らぬというわけでもあるまい。
そうかな。あの虫使いはそうでもなさそうだが、あの手の輩は早めに潰さねばたたるぞ。俺とておめおめと町の人間を殺されるのは性に合わぬ。
That statement comes as a surprise to Kotomine. This man has no need for anyone other than himself. So why does he care about the people of Fuyu?
驚いたな。どういう風の吹き回しだ、ギルガメッシュ。
驚くことはあるまい。俺は俺以外の者が人を殺めることをよしとはせん。人が人をほふらばつまらぬ財閥で迷おう。その手の苦しみは楽しくもないからな。
As usual, it's only allowed if Gilgamesh does it.
なるほど。お前はお前でやはり英霊だな。生の苦より救うために死を使うならば、お前の望みはやはり死か。
当然だ。ここは無意味で無価値なものばかりだからな。一掃するのが正義というものだろう。
His scornful voice brims with the absolute confidence and majesty. The priest continues working without pause as he listens.
なるほど。そう望むのなら聖杯はお前が使うがいい。お前を打倒する者が現れない限り聖杯はお前のものだ。
ことみね、お前には望みがないのか。
明確な願いなどない。私にあるものは明確な快楽を欲する己のみだ。
Pleasure for Kotomine being pain and suffering for a mass amount of people.
そうか。お前には快楽のみか。
The young man laughs at the straightforward answer. A deep chuckle erupts from him, like he's proud of his partner.
良いぞ。俺はおぞましいから殺し、お前は楽しいから殺す。理由は違えど聖杯に求めるものは同じ。なればこそ俺をここまでつなぎ止めたというわけだな。
The priest doesn't answer. He merely fulfills his duty dispassionately.
お前が動かぬのならばそれでもよい。せいぜい好きにさせてもらうぞ。
The young man's presence disappears. The stone room returns to silence, and the priest glances at the entrance.
酔っているように見えて真は正気のままか。あの泥もあれの魂までは汚染できなかったと見える。
Okay, so that settles the debate of whether the mud from Fate Zero turned Gilgamesh into something worse than into something worse. But by the time we get to Fate Stay Night, no, he was just always that much of a jerk. Gilgamesh, the king of heroes, the golden servant, is the most powerful being in play right now. This is acknowledged by all, and Kotomine, the game master, does not doubt it.
無価値なものはあるが無意味なものなどない。注意するのだな、英雄を。お前に敗北を与えるものがあるとすればそれはその一点のみだ。
No one hears his muttering. Lit by the red glow, the priest resembles an oracle gazing into the future. Interlude out. Yes, we are going to save the game. And we are gonna call it there for tonight. So that is Fate Stay Night, Heaven's Field, Presage Flower, Director's Cut, complete with extended scenes and bloopers. So I hope everyone is enjoying this so far. Thank you and have a good night.